Taking a look at the energy complex today, I want to focus on RBOB gasoline futures. The big mover of the day in the space. We saw RBOB gasoline futures up better than 3% on the day. A big reaction to a fire in a refinery, and I'll get to that point in just a moment. But looking at the price movement today, the July contract, which is the lead contract, 1.8561 was the closing range. We saw a high of 1.8674. A low of 1.7744. Now, I do want to point out that really the majority of the activity, it's been spread across all the months, really from July to the end of the year. But we did see a peak in activity in the August contract, and that was right around the 1.8188 level today. Now, RBOB was higher on the day, and I pointed to the fact that we saw a better than 3% move in some of these futures. And really, it's primarily due to the fire that the space experienced today. There was a big fire in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Energy Solutions refinery experienced an explosion with a fire, and that will affect the production and the distribution of gasoline to the East Coast, and there could be a substantial impact there. About 27% of the gasoline that goes to the East Coast comes from that refinery, so that's why we're seeing this spike today relative to the oil futures, which are up about 0.5%. We're seeing RBOB up better than 3%. And also, I think another factor here is on top of the fire is the fact that we continue to see demand pick up as well. Now, demand has spiked once again this year for the driving season. We saw it go to a record high last week with demand for RBOB gasoline, 9.99 million barrels per day. Now, that's up from 9.93 million barrels per day last year at this time, and that is a record level for demand. And going into this cycle, as we continue to see most of these energy futures rallying now due to the uncertainty in the Middle East, and that rhetoric is picked up and continues to be very active today as we see the market moving based on some of the narratives coming out of both the U.S. and OPEC and Iran. So that was another springboard today, I think, to why we're seeing RBOB bounce off of the lows just a week and a half ago, and now better than about a 44% retracement from those lows. When you look at the range for the last month, coming off those lows, we're seeing RBOB bouncing back to the middle of the range that we experienced. We saw the sell-off in May leading to this bounce back in June.